So we got Michael Soper here. He came second after Swiss, and he's going to show us his Mekk-Knight Invoked.
Cool. So pretty standard Mekk-Knight core. We run 3 purple, 1 red, 1 indigo, 3 blue. Pretty stock standard list here. Purple gets you the advantage searching other Mekk-Knights off the board. Blue sky does the same thing, and red and indigo are just good for different names.
Activate light stage.
Moving on.
Yeah. Light stage is picked to search.
We're playing Invoked, so we run 3 Alistair. Pretty self-explanatory there. So my decks are going second deck, so I main a hefty amount of hand traps, running Ash, Ogre and Veiler.
Would you cut down on any of them?
No, I'm pretty happy with all the numbers as they are now. I tried Called by the Grave at the Needham Regionals a couple of weekends ago, and that didn't go well, so I went back to tried and true, and they've been doing really well today. There's a couple of games I've drawn a few too many hand traps, but that's not too bad. I usually side these most commonly before anything else, based on the matchups, because like against PM Editions, Ash doesn't really do a hell of a lot. Moving on to the spells, so we've got 20 monsters. Moving on to the spells, triple terraforming, which gets us triple meltdown, same thing again. If you don't open Alistair, there's a high chance that you're going to lose, so you just want to see your Alistair as soon as possible. Triple mind control, this card is pretty busted. It should go back to being banned. Going second, let your opponent make a board, then you can just drop mind control on them, steal whatever they've got, link it away, and you're just out of the problem.
Must have it 3.
Huh?
Must have it 3.
Yeah, must have it 3. Definitely. Very good card. What else do we have? 2 instant fusions. So this was my replacement for Desires. I tried Desires in the build, but I found too often I was banishing key pieces that I needed. Like I'd banish Alistair, or I'd run out of Mekk-Knight targets, or I just would run out of steam because I'd deck out eventually. So there's a couple of targets here which we'll get to later on. 1 Monster Reborn and Regeki for the one-offs. Really good combo you can do going second is you set your Regeki, make your Mekk-Knights and move them around the board, and then before you end the battle phase, flip Regeki, blow their board, which I can. I did that twice today, once to PM Edition player, Gene, shout out to him, and I think later on against Tricksters. And then Monster Reborn's just good because it gets back anything. Double Invocation, I cut it down to 2 because of the fact that with not running Desires, you don't really want to see this card in your opening hand. It can be handy sometimes if they Ash the Meltdown or the Alistair, and then you've still got an invocation left over. But for the most part, you never want to draw this and not have an Alistair. That's just a dead card, and then you're pretty screwed from there. MVP of the deck, Scapegoat, run at 3. Not really too much to say. I mean, everybody's running it. It's a Borrowload or a Sayuja, so it's crazy. All you need to get Sayuja is Scapegoat during the end phase, and then any other monster, like an Alistair. That's all you do is you make Link Spider, Proxy, and then you link away the Proxy, Spider, Alistair, and one of the tokens. Unique slightly because the Proxy you have to treat it as a 1, but you get the draw 4, and you can just fix your hands, put back your invocations, and go off from there. And then Spicy in the main, 2 evenly matched. I was citing this at previous tournaments, but it's after the last tournament, and I did pretty poorly against a couple of True Draco decks. I decided to throw it at the main, and it worked out really well today against most decks. You know, if you don't have any hand traps, but you've got this, you let them go off. If they have a negate, you might bait that with a Mekk-Knight or something, and then you just drop this, and pretty safe from there. Moving on to the extra deck, we run fairly hefty number of links. 2 Link Spider. Unfortunately, we don't have Link Rebo yet. And if we did, this would be another Link Rebo, but as it stands, 2 Link Spiders is a weak get, so run that.
Actually activated.
1 Underclock Taker. This card is pretty nuts. You can bring out a Mekk-Knight and then put Alistair beside it, make Underclock, chuck Macabre underneath it, which is generally the go-to, and then drop something they have by 2.5 or whatever you put underneath it, and then it opens up OTKs really well. Also really good at baiting the gates too. A common thing to make this with too is if you mind control something and link away Alistair or Mekk-Knight with this, get rid of it. 1 Proxy, needed for the Borrowload or Sayuja combo, plus it's just good removal. Same with Underclock, if you've already used this and then you want to remove something else, you've got Proxy there. Never actually summoned it once today for trying to clear boards. It was always just linking away into bigger stuff. One decode. It's a good card.
Again, has to be if you
Opens
want
its
to destroy the
zones.
ship, destroy
It's
the
good to link away with stuff.
and
And
protects us from spells.
the targeting protection's really good. I had a game earlier today versus Logan, was playing Paleo. He was running low on cards and couldn't really make too much, so I made decode with a Macabre and an Underclock. And then during a standby phase, I flipped him a Scapegoat, had this live with 2 targeted negates, and he couldn't out it.
So what's that 20?
He ended up batting it with a Paleo Exes, but
Turn 0.
that's all he had left. One Gaia Saber, this is really, really good too. If you've already blown through your Scapegoat combo, or you're running low on resources, what you can do is you can play Scapegoat, and then you can make this using the tokens, or quite often if you end up with a board of like, I don't know, Macabre, and then nothing else, you can Scapegoat during their end phase, and then you link away Macabre with 2 tokens into this, and then you've opened up space below it to make another one, or start summoning more Mekk-Knights, make another Macabre and go off. One Sayuja, this card is still mental, could be banned, who knows. You resolve the draw 4 on this, it's basically game. I didn't actually make it once today. I had a situation versus Draco where I could, but I opted to go for Barload instead. And Barload, again, pretty self-explanatory. This card is a pain for a lot of decks to out. Tricksters too, they'll often make Barload, and then you just respond with your own Barload, and if you steal someone else's Barload with your Barload, it's basically game from there. True Draco can struggle about the sequence too. With Masterpieces, Monster, Spell Immune. They can't really out this with Diagram doesn't buff it up enough to roll it over. Moving on to fusions. So for instance, fusion targets 1, Millenniumize Restrict. This came in clutch really well on in the later rounds of Swiss. You lead your turn with this, and then what it does is when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target a monster in the graveyard or on the field and equip it to this, and then any monster equipped to this has its effects negated. So if you lead with your Alistair or Meltdown or something, and you've already got this out, and they try to ash it or maybe droll you or something, this just stops it dead in its tracks. But the best part about it too is no matter what you steal, you can open a column which you can put a Mekk-Knight into. So yeah, this was my replacement for Call by the Grave, and it worked really, really well. Another instant fusion target, Raijin. I kind of was on the fence about this, but it came pretty well on today. There's a handy wee combo you can do where if you bring out Raijin, the B head,
so the B
Magical Meltdown, you can chain his Book of Eden to his own summon, and because Magical Meltdown prevents your opponent from activating cards or effects when you fusion summon, they can't actually stop the Book of Moon, so you get a guaranteed book, which didn't do it today, but it can be really good against Magicians for booking Otto's Vortex or Naruto or something, if you haven't already battled them again, and they choose not to negate that. One Purgatrio, this is solely for Peer Magicians. I've seen people run 2, but like, only run 1. If I make this, I'm going for game. Peer Magicians, it's usually really good too. They'll link away their Electrum into Metaltron or Decode, or maybe you Ghost Ogre the Electrum, make this, and they'll have a board flooded, and then you can just punch through for game with this link alone. Quite easily.
So basically,
done
I take
testing
one
duels
face-up
before
card, I
against
control
Peer
one
Magicians
face-up
where
card,
they end
you
up with 4 or
control.
5 monsters that are pretty big. This makes 200 attack for every monster they control, and if you dump a couple of Alistairs, you can be doing like 3k piercing damage a hit.
So you're light sages.
One Invoked Mekk-Knight. This was my replacement for Elysium because I wasn't really too sold on it. This can be really good against Dino decks, which I didn't play against any today, but it's also really good too.
The 200 from
It's just if you running low on Invoke targets, because if you run out of Invoke targets to summon with Invocation, your engine's dead, and you've got no way in the deck to recover them back from grave to reload them. So I didn't make it today, but there was a situation against a Draco player where I could have and pushed the game, but as it was, I made Macabre and just won a couple of turns later. And then last but not least, 3 Macabre. Not too much to say about him. He's great, he's in the gate, Spanish, strong beater, and with the entire deck, all the Mekk-Knights being light, you know, he's your easiest go-to attribute to make with Invoke targets. Moving on to the side deck, I played 2 Raw Sphere mode. This was a bit of a last-minute throw-in against Pens. Sometimes their boards can be a pain in the ass to break. Kaijus don't really cut it sometimes, so I went with these. I played Jane twice today, once in round 2 and then in the semi-final. Beat him both times. Cited this in the games 2 and 3. Never actually saw it, but I wouldn't cut it anyway because, you know, this versus Magicians is
How much life
game.
points? 8,000.
Yeah, you're on 8.
Triple Lancia. I didn't actually side this in once today, but this is for 60 card decks, Dino decks, and also anything that runs Invoked. You drop this on them, their invocations can fizzle because they can't banish Alistair, or it forces them to use cards in hand instead.
And 1.
Against Lightsworns, you chuck this down after they, you know, maybe mill a couple of zombies and try to do their banishing with Shiranui. This just stops them outright. And Snow. Fuck Snow, silly card. Moving on to the True Draco hate. I ran 5 kaijus, so to speak, 4 kaijus and a slumber. The reason I chose to run 5 is because of the fact that if you open with a kaiju and slumber, which I did today, set against True Draco, you can kaiju the masterpiece, drop slumber, clears that out of the way, bringing out 2 kaijus, but then you still have another one left in deck that you can banish slumber for to play at a later stage, so this is still live. Plus just having more kaijus in deck just increases your chance of drawing them into anyway. I side these in against Draco every game. Not slumber though, because they generally don't make huge boards. This is better for like Paleo or 60 card variants, that sort of thing. 2 Cosmic Cyclone, again, or Draco hate. It's good against Magicians as well, but generally you don't really want to be using this to pop your boards. If you know a Magician player is going to make you, or anyone's going to make you go first, you throw this in anyway too. They used to run Doom barriers, but I was never drawing into them and my opponents wouldn't make me go first often enough. So good card, keep that at 2. And then finally, the Spice, really good card, Typhoon. This thing here targets face-up spell, top card, field destroys it. But if your opponent controls 2 or more face-up spells, and or spell/traps, and you control none, you can play this in hand. So against Magicians and Draco, when they go first, Draco might get Diagram and Heritage or Diagram and any of the other continuous things. Pop this, we'll try Diagram. And against Pain Magicians too, Clutch. They make their scales, and you may have been tracking their hand and know what they have. Pop their scale, or a card of their scale, you can stop them from using summoning entirely. And this works really good going first or second. If you go first, just slide it in, set it, you can play their scales too. So yeah,
Now,
got the final to play after this, so we'll see how that works.
Alright, any shout-outs?
Shout out to Nathan English for loading me some of the more pricey cards in the deck, like the Evenleys.
this is banned.
Shout out to Gene for playing against him twice today and being a good sport. Anybody else that have played today, shout out to Thice for hosting good regionals. And shout out Team Hernhay. Good lads, went down to the game with that as a while ago, so yeah, good stuff.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, man.
I need water.